Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and before we get to doing the Standard Arcana Spotlight series, which I've gotten some interesting suggestions for, so thank you very much for that. I do really appreciate you guys chiming in. I want to just quick do a shout out to Gabby Games, who just joined my Discord server, so thank you very much for that. They had a couple of suggestions that were just very simple. And one of those was just, a vampire's eyeglasses build using the Awe Robe. Pardon me. So even though it's far from being a super unique idea, I figured, okay, let's take a look at this and see what we can do to really make this idea our own. And so here's my thoughts. Generally, when you're doing critical hit builds, you want a lot of melee stuff in order to really capitalize on the Dark Katana. But since we I could just do the tutorial glitch to start with the Dark Katana and the vampire's eyeglasses. That would be completely doable. Or I could do my own thing and work with something just a little bit different. And I think that's the path I'm going with today. We're gonna go with something a little bit more ranged and a little bit more aggressive. So how are we gonna do that? Well, obviously we're going with Perforating Jet. Which, yes, the Perforating Jet is a little iffy in its means, but it means well. So then the question becomes, what do we do for our other spells? Well, I figure we're going to be doing... Let's see, Thunderline is a good offensive choice, but if I want something that does more hits, then I would go like Phantom Order. Flare Rush is pretty good. As a matter of fact, why don't I opt for something a little bit different? Now, as for our standard and our signature. Well, signature I see a good amount of potential for, again, in doing something just a little on the different side. Here we go, Phantom Brigade. Phantom Brigade scores lots of hits, plenty of chances for the vampire's eyeglasses to proc, and I think it's just a good idea overall. Now, what do we do for our standard? So, if you can't tell, the thing that I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to look at multi-hit attacks that have a decent ranged component. And yeah, Obsidian Cascade could definitely work. So could Spiral Rumblers. And the other thing I was thinking was Fractal Flare. One of my personal favorites, just because of its area of effect, its fast cooldown, and again, the idea that it does score multiple hits. So, what do we pick? There's also Dynamic Disarray could work very well on this. Well, that's more of a melee component. Frost Scimitar could work. Like, again, we are not exactly in a shortage of options. But, what's the thing that I've used the least most recently? I've used Spiral Rumblers pretty recently. I like Wind Flurry, but it's... I mean, that's cutting a little bit too close to Perforating Jet. I think what we go with is actually the Flare. And then, of course, the Awe Robe is going to give us a 15% critical chance. I think we've got something good here. As for the soundtrack choice... Oh, okay, I guess we're going with this again. Now, here's the tricky part. Because I had a player's choice at the very front of all this, do I count this as the third time? Or do I only count ones that have to be rolled? My personal opinion is, because we had because we had the same soundtrack choice 3 times in a row, regardless of how we got there, I should choose something different myself next time around. And hopefully we're all okay with that. And at that point, I will also be stepping into the Spotlight series and showing off some of my favorite standards first, and then showing off some of your favorite standards, or even just standards that you want to do some theory crafting with. I have no issue with that. There it is. And we'll just go. So, if you can't tell by how things are currently playing out, we have kind of a low damage build here. So, the things we're going to be looking out for is maybe 1 or 2 ways to improve actual damage. Come over here. Thank you. And of course, ways to boost our critical hit chance would be greatly appreciated. Alright, I'll grab that. And I like the idea of the Violent Thornstorm. That's a nice multi-hitter. One thing that this build will have going for it is damage consistency. Pardon me. He just yawned in my face. How rude was that? Uh-oh. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about Dragon Surge. Like, that's not exactly super high up on my list. I would grab that. But it does meet the requirements of what I'm working with. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll grab it. Problem is, it's highly resisted by just about all the enemies that we're going to be facing off against. So... Again, not exactly looking great. Okay, I will say the wheelbarrow is definitely making things a little easier. Just that little bit of extra damage really makes a difference. And because of the vampire's eyeglasses, we can afford to have some slightly extended fights. I would actually say Violent Thornstorm is a good idea. Yeah, my dodge timing was horribly off there. I made an oops, and it cost me a concussion. Go, my knights! Oh, hello. That is an overall DPS improvement, just from the idea that I can cast spells more frequently. Not that I needed to tell you guys that, but... You know, for those of you who hadn't quite thought about it and didn't know why I was so excited about that, now you know. Hey, get over here. Nice. Good old cactus attack. Can never go wrong with cactus attack. Alright, we'll finish exploring this level and then move on. We'll even find all the dead ends along the way. I know, deep down in your heart of hearts, that's what you really wanted to see, is me discover all the dead ends. Okay, we're now turning this into a Dice of the Nemesis run. What does that mean for you? It means we are now going to be searching even harder for ways to boost our critical hit rate. And also that ice archers can suck my knob. Yeah, in case I haven't made it abundantly clear, allow me to be quite frank, I hate ice archers. I hate them a lot. Okay, we definitely take that. I don't want to give up Fractal Flare, so we're not going to be using Dr. Song's services, however much I would like to. You have no idea how much that disappoints me. It's another freebie. I don't have much use for it, but hey, anything to make the merchant's card a little bit better. Which, by the way, if you have some sort of cognitive dissonance about the idea that I just said I would take anything to make the merchant's cart better, and then didn't go back and buy another relic, you're just gonna have to figure that shit out on your own. Oh, I went the wrong way, but I still managed to get out without taking too much damage. I don't want to change my basics, so no, we're good. Hello, there's another freebie. Okay, that's huge. That is huge. Ooh, campfires. I don't really want it, but there it is. Alright, see how this build is working out? Go, Curb Stomp crew, you can do it. Alright, I like the idea of Arc Sphere. I don't know if it's what I want to go with right now, though. Also, I was still kind of hoping for a fractal flare upgrade. Pardon me. Perfect. I like how that worked out. Like, you would almost think it was planned or something. I mean, yes, it was totally a plan. Why would you think otherwise? Problem is, my critical hit ratio isn't good enough to make that work. And yes, my overall damage is low, but I don't want it to go even lower. All the really good freebies are coming out today. I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna go without that spell. I'm sure I'll find something... Like, I don't know, as much as I like Arc Sphere, I do think that just the way the build is going, we can probably get better work done without it. Did I accidentally throw that into the wall and it still hit something? Oh, hello. Ooh, do we got anything good over here? Why, yes. Yes, we do. We will adopt a fairy. Ow. Sweet. Everything is going according to plan. Get out of here, you. Don't need your crap, Mr. Thunderbolt. Show you a Thunderbolt. But Dark Sage, you don't even have any Electric Arcana. Shh. They don't need to know that. Oh, finally. Yeah, just grab it. Who cares? And I mentioned Dynamic Disarray earlier in the video. There's... Like, I still feel like that's a good choice, but I just want to see if there's anything else that crops up that I want to spend my cash on. You know, like, preferably, like, Seville and the robe upgrade would be particularly nice. Though that's not necessarily mutually exclusive. I just want to make sure that if he does show up, I've got the cash to pay him. Owie. God damn it, I suck. Oh, hey, speaking of which. Alright, that's beautiful. We now have a better chance to land criticals. Feeling very... Like, I was already feeling pretty good about the run. I'm just now feeling better about it. But I mean, when you have a theoretically infinite amount of health, you should always be feeling pretty good about your runs. Hey, Darksage, you forgot to use your signature. Did it look like I needed to use my signature? Beautiful. And that's a no thank you from me, sir. Alright, the wards in this game, just not that good. Now, the one ward that I used in the second game is looking a good deal better. Like, that might actually be something worth building around. In this game, not so much. Perhaps I don't even need to say this out loud, but hopefully you can see that this is a build that is much more within my wheelhouse. Hey, there we go. Yeah, don't really have a reason to use that. Oh shit, did I accidentally aggro a second group of enemies? Ah, crud. Jeez, you guys need to be more careful. I almost felt that. Things will go a little bit faster once I find the boss room. I can start teleporting around. Yeah, like that. Hey, it's our boy Nox. Does he have anything I want? Why, yes. Yes, he does. Honestly, this run is kind of turned out. It's pretty much as top shelf as it gets. You know, except for this room. This room... Hey, this room just about killed me all on its own. Jesus Christ. See, sometimes all it takes is for one thing to go wrong, and then every other domino you've set up will start to fall. And no matter how good you are at this game, there will always be that chance that, you know, you're just off a little bit, or, you know, human error like that. I don't even know why I picked that up. I'm probably not going to use it. Well, I don't know, I might. God damn it. That's the one thing I don't like about Fractal Flare is that it gets caught on things so easily, and it's got that whole detonate on impact thing, which, you know, yeah, great when you're in a room full of enemies, but the moment you hit a piece of furniture, it's like, ah. Poisonous stuff. Both of those things will help out the merchant's cart, which is what I grabbed them for. Ow. That's what I get for not respecting the enemy's attack. Admittedly, that was embarrassing. Shouldn't have gotten hit by that. My fault for not paying attention, or again, not respecting the enemy's attack. And look at all this gold I can't even spend right now. Why are you still up? Go away. Not exactly the biggest fan of you shooting tree branches at me. Not this time. Oh, there that is again, but again, I still only have the one thing that's boosting my critical hit chance, and that is the robe itself. So I feel like I would be losing out on way too much damage if I took that. Or if I'm being honest, what would probably be the case is that I would end up breaking even on damage, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to come out ahead. So forgive me for not taking the oversized needle on this run. Swoosh. Owie. Alright, that didn't work out as well as I would have liked. No thanks. How in the world did that miss? Like, I have some serious questions about the hitbox data there. Don't anyone dare tell me, oh, Dark Sage, it's because it went behind the enemies. No, that just straight up went through the dude. Can't tell me otherwise, despite the fact that that is more than likely the right answer. Yeah, there's nothing here I really want. Just go ahead and finish out the run. It's definitely a good one. Probably the safest way to use the Vampire's Eyeglasses is to go ranged. I have to respect my enemy's attacks. I mean, I don't have to, but I should. And there we go. Well, good old Gabby Games, that is your Vampire's Eyeglasses run. I hope it was at least a little bit different from some of the other Vampire's Eyeglasses runs that you've seen. Like, I know the idea is that with critical hit builds, you want to use melee and get the Dark Katana. And even though I could have started with both the Katana and the Eyeglasses, I just really felt like, been there, done that, so I wanted to do something a little bit different with it, and I hope it was different enough that you at least found it entertaining. But that is all I've got for you for right now, so thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate your continued support and you coming to spend your free time here with me today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody.